If you've ever walked past a spice shop and noticed a tiny glass jar of red threads costing more than a full bag of groceries, chances are you were looking at saffron. It doesn't look impressive at first glance. No flashy colors, no bold smell from across the room, no dramatic packaging. Just a few fragile reddish-orange strands. Yet saffron is consistently ranked as the world's most expensive spice, sometimes selling for thousands of dollars per kilogram. So how did something that looks like dried grass end up being worth more than silver in some markets? The answer lies in how rare it is, how difficult it is to produce, and how deeply it's woven into human history. So, let's get into it, right here, on History of Simple Things. Despite what many people think, saffron is not a seed, a leaf, or a bark like many other spices. It comes from a flower called Crocus sativus, often referred to as the saffron crocus. This flower looks harmless and simple. Light purple petals, yellow center, nothing extraordinary. But inside each flower are 3 tiny red stigmas. These stigmas are saffron. And that's it. Not the whole flower, not the stem, just 3 delicate threads per bloom. To put that into perspective, it takes around 150,000 flowers to produce just 1 kilogram of dried saffron. That alone should start explaining the price. Saffron farming is one of the most labor-intensive agricultural processes in the world. Unlike many crops that can be harvested by machines, saffron must be picked entirely by hand. The flowers bloom for only about 2 weeks each year, usually in autumn. During that short window, farmers must work quickly, often at dawn, to harvest the flowers before sunlight damages their quality. After picking, each flower is carefully opened, and the 3 stigmas are gently removed by hand. Then they're dried under controlled conditions to preserve their color, flavor, and aroma. There is no shortcut. No machine can reliably replace human hands in this process. Every gram of saffron represents hours of precise, repetitive labor. Saffron isn't just expensive because it's rare. It's also chemically unique. Its intense golden yellow color comes from a compound called crocin. This pigment is so powerful that just a few threads can color an entire pot of rice. The aroma comes mainly from saffronal, which forms during the drying process and gives saffron its distinctive honey-like, hay-like scent. Meanwhile, its slightly bitter taste comes from picrocrocin. Together, these 3 compounds create saffron's signature sensory profile. No other spice has the same combination, which is why saffron is nearly impossible to replace in traditional recipes without changing the dish completely. Saffron isn't a modern luxury, it's ancient. Archaeological evidence suggests that people were using saffron over 3,500 years ago. It appeared in ancient Persian medicine, Egyptian perfumes, Greek literature, and Roman cooking. Cleopatra reportedly bathed in saffron-infused water before meeting lovers, believing it enhanced beauty and desire. In medieval Europe, saffron was so valuable that wars were fought over stolen shipments. During the Black Death, it was even used as medicine, though modern science shows it couldn't cure the plague. Across centuries, saffron has symbolized wealth, healing, power, and refinement. As global trade expanded, saffron followed major routes like the Silk Road and Mediterranean shipping lanes into Europe. By the Middle Ages, it was one of the continent's most valuable imports, protected by strict laws to prevent fraud. During the Renaissance, Spain became a major producer, refining cultivation methods still used today. Eventually, saffron reached the Americas through European settlers, but Iran's climate and farming traditions later made it the dominant producer. Today's saffron is the result of centuries of cultivation, trade, and cultural exchange. Today, more than 85% of the world's saffron is produced in Iran, which has the ideal climate for growing the crocus. Other major producers include India, especially in Kashmir, as well as Spain, Afghanistan, Greece, and Morocco. Each region produces saffron with slightly different flavor profiles, depending on soil, climate, and drying methods. For example, Kashmiri saffron is known for its deep color, while Spanish saffron is famous for its balanced aroma. However, no matter where it's grown, high-quality saffron always follows the same basic rules: hand-harvested, carefully dried, and tightly controlled. Because real saffron is so expensive, it's also one of the most commonly faked spices in the world. Some sellers mix in dyed corn silk, shredded paper, marigold petals, or even plastic threads. Others sell safflower or turmeric and label it as saffron. Genuine saffron has a few key traits. It smells complex and slightly sweet, not chemical. When placed in warm water, it slowly releases golden color while keeping its red shape. And real threads have trumpet-shaped ends, not straight cuts. Learning to spot real saffron can save buyers from wasting money on colorful imposters. Despite its price, saffron remains essential in many cuisines. It defines dishes like Spanish paella, Italian risotto alla milanese, Persian tahdig, Indian biryani, and French bouillabaisse. Beyond cooking, saffron is used in perfumes, textiles, traditional medicine, and even modern supplements. Research suggests it may help with mood, memory, and inflammation, although it's not a miracle cure. What keeps saffron relevant is not hype, it's performance. A few threads can transform color, aroma, and flavor in ways no other spice can. So what exactly is saffron? It's not just a spice, it's the product of fragile flowers, human patience, ancient tradition, and global craftsmanship. Each strand represents thousands of years of knowledge passed down through farmers, traders, and cooks. When people say saffron is worth its weight in gold, it's not an exaggeration. It's recognition of the labor, rarity, and history packed into something that fits on your fingertip. In a world of mass production and shortcuts, saffron remains stubbornly slow, handmade, and precious. And that's exactly why it still matters. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.